Hello and welcome back. I'm actually in the car, which is a first for quite a while. It's done about, in the last 8 weeks that we've been in lockdown, it's done about 10 miles or something like that. So seeing as young Boris has lifted some of the restrictions, we thought we'd give the car a good run and just to prevent a fault which we had a few years ago, which I'll just tell you about. A couple of years ago we had a fault with the car, and it was the DPF, well, we thought it was a DPF filter, the diesel particulate filter, which is apparently I'm not a mechanic, it's a box or something that's underneath the car in the exhaust, and it takes all the carbon out of the, it kind of filters the carbon out kind of thing, and that can sometimes get congested and cause a problem with the car. And because it's all electronic, what happened was the vehicle went into limp mode and we couldn't accelerate above 40 odd miles an hour, and this happened while we were towing, which was quite scary. So we took it to a local garage, and he said that he could do a regen on it, and he did this regen, whatever it was, and he changed the oil filter and the oil for us, and that cost us a couple of £100. And then as soon as I picked the car up, I took it for a run, and this fault came up again. It said DPF, engine management light came on, and it went into limp mode. So we managed to take it to a garage in Bolton. I'll put a link to them in the description below, and they were a diesel injection specialist, and they had all the mapping for this car. They were fantastic. They were able to sort it, and what it was is it was the sensor that controls the DPF filter that had gone faulty. I'll just shove a little clip of this sensor in here. As you can see, it's a very small sensor, quite easy to replace in all respects, but it cost us about 460 quid, nearly £500 to have it replaced. When we had that replaced, they did the regen on it and it was fine. Now, through reading the forums and everything, a lot of the cars have this DPF filter, and it can be a common problem and a common issue. Now, the advice that they give is to do what I'm going to do now, which is give my car a really good run. So we're going to go up the motorway, and when I get on the motorway, I'm going to show you the advice that we've been given. So we're just coming up to the motorway now, and that's what I'm going to do, just give it a run round the motorway. We're not getting out of the car, we're just driving around the motorway and going back home. But the advice that I was given from the forums and the mechanics, now whether this is correct I don't know, but it seems to do the trick, is to get the car up to around about 3,000 revs. So I'm currently doing 60 miles an hour. I'm going to drop it down into 4th gear and get the car up to just below 3,000 revs, and they said leave it at that for about 10-15 minutes, some say around about 20 minutes, and that enables the DPF filter to get hot enough to burn all the carbon off the filter, and it should obviously clean it up as far as I'm aware. Now, as I said before, I'm not a mechanic, I don't know this for certain, but this is what we tend to do in our car maybe once a month, is just give it a good blast on the motorway. It was 3.5 years, maybe just over 3.5 years since we had this job fixed and that new sensor fitted, and touch wood, the car has been no problems at all from the DPF filter. But what we have had is in the colder weather during winter, now and again I will get an engine warning, and I think it's just because the car's really cold. There'll be we've had a 4-wheel drive warning, and I think an engine management warning. And bear in mind, this car is coming up to what, 9 years old, I think, something like that. So it is quite low mileage as well, because I've only got 63, just short of 64,000 miles on the clock. Our average mileage a year is around about 7,000 miles a year, so it's not a great deal of mileage. So yeah, we're going to do this. It's currently just below 3,000 revs, and we're just going to let it run as we drive around the motorway in order to get up to some sort of temperature. So just a short video this week. I know this the DPF filter has been, and whether it's had any faults on your cars, or I know it is quite a you know, when I searched it up, it's quite a lot of research on all kinds of makes of cars on this. So whether this will help, or whether I'm doing it right, I don't know, but it seems to do the trick. So thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.